Tonight, unanimous support for the Johnson & Johnson booster vaccine from an FDA advisory panel. It is recommending that second shot for anybody 18 and older who received the initial dose.
That is 15 million Americans, and it means the panel has now recommended an extra shot for all 3 approved coronavirus vaccines. I want to bring in Caitlin Ross right now. And Caitlin, there's some disagreement about what to call it?
Exactly. A lot of the scientists on the call went back and forth about whether or not they should call this a booster shot or just a second shot. Johnson & Johnson was sold as the one-shot alternative to the 2-shot Moderna or Pfizer vaccines, but this committee found getting a second J&J shot boosts that efficacy.
I'm sort of wondering, is that the term we want to use for this additional dose that we're giving, or is this a second dose of the vaccine?
Doctors on the FDA advisory committee disagreed about what to call the vaccine and when people should get it. They decided at least 2 months after getting the first shot, but they declined to vote on the second part of the discussion. That would outline how long after the first J&J shot people should wait before getting the second.
Be a problem if we just vote on one and not 1A and 1B. I think at this point I would just find it absolutely acceptable.
Well, they did not make a recommendation on whether people should wait 6 months or less. They did unanimously approve the idea that 15 million people in this country who got the one-dose option should get a second if they want one. Researchers found the second shot would boost the immunity from around 72% to 94% immunity against COVID-19. While many doctors on the panel said ideally they would see more data about the efficacy of getting a second shot, ultimately they all voted to go ahead with it.
This is still a public health imperative.
This was the quickest vote to approve that recommendation for boosters. This panel doesn't have the final say, though. The FDA also often follows those recommendations. The CDC will meet to discuss their guidance next week. And tonight at 6, why some doctors say they're hesitant to discuss boosters at all in this global pandemic.